At some of the things that makes X-Guard so effective. For one thing, he's got his hips underneath me. And anytime he has hip superiority, he's got better connection with the ground than I do, and his hips underneath mine, he controls my hips. If he controls my hips, he controls my balance. So by pushing out, he elongates my balance. By rolling to the rear towards this first sweep we did, he starts to dump me backwards by moving forward. Once he owns my hips, he can really start to manipulate my balance. So there's a couple things that we have to deal with in this position. The further along early in the sequence I can stop this movement, the more likely I am to successfully pass. If I wait until he has extended me out and he's lifted and he's done all the other stuff, he's got a grip on one arm, it becomes very difficult to pass this guard. So I want to, if I can't stop this before he takes the position, I want to attack the pass as quickly as I can before it gets sunk in and he starts to lift my center. So the first thing I need to do is be able to pressure this guard. I was at Roy Harris at a seminar one time, and someone asked him a question like, hey, how do you deal with, and I forget what guard they named, but you know, like an inverted monkey guard or whatever. And Roy Harris, a guy with 4 or 5 stripes on a black belt, looks at me and was like, I have no idea what that is, but I bet the answer is pressure. And I have to figure out a way to get pressure on this. And one of the things that this X-Guard does is it makes that difficult because we've got my leg extended, he's got a leg trapped high. So I need to get one of these posts out. It's very hard for me to get this post out, but this one becomes much easier, especially if I attack while he's still start to scoop underneath. Yeah, mid-scoop when he still hasn't locked this in, he hasn't started to grab his lapel, he's not pulling on my knee yet. So my first movement here is I'm going to take this leg and I'm going to step over where I'm clear. From here, we're going to go with this bit by bit, and then we're going to speed it up and smooth out the edges. Once I make this step, I'm going to set onto this hip, straight down, right? So now I'm literally sitting straight down, and I pressure the X-Guard. Right now it becomes very hard for him to move up. Because I'm bringing one leg across center line, I'm bringing a lot of weapons across the center line, this is what opens the back up. And if I don't do anything about this, if I let him have free access to that arm, he's just going to shrimp out and he's going to take back from here, right? So it becomes very dangerous. So I have to address a way to keep him flat. The way we address that is, as always, the underhook. So from the X-Guard position, as he starts to move, I step over. I set straight down, and as I set down, this arm digs my underhook. I go my shoulder to his armpit, and I get flat. I'm driving my hips this way now because I don't want him to roll me backwards, so I need pressure this way. Check the leg, step, and now I'm clear of the X-Guard. As soon as I'm clear, underhook with this arm, turn my hips, step high towards the head. Now once I'm high on the head, knee comes tight, and I'm in a good classic side knot position ready to attack. So it looks complicated, it looks kind of movement oriented, but all I'm doing is playing with the principles of getting a leg out of the way so that now I can exert pressure. Once I exert pressure, I can press the X, I can press his ability to take my hips, and it becomes a much less efficient guard for him. While I'm doing that, I use the underhook to prevent the back take just like I do in every other half guard kind of position. So one more time, it's high, Joe's scooping in. As he's scooping, I don't let him get it set. I step, set, underhook, check the knee, step, underhook again. I can go ahead, scoop the hips, and now I turn. Stepping high towards the head, getting away from his legs so he can't recompose guard, and now I go knees tight. I'm in my classic side knot. Questions? Go step by step to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, step, set, and underhook, turn. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you can make it a little bit more fluid. One more time. Get all these steps down, and then you can kind of get to the point where I'm flowing them together, right? Which is a little bit more realistic. Questions? Awesome. Grab a partner, let's run it out. Can I get